What's going on, everybody? Mike here with iSMELL. Hope this video is finding everybody well. So for those of y'all that do watch the channel fairly regularly, you're already aware that as of a few weeks ago, I did upload my official spring list for 2023, where I showcased some of my more marquee fragrances. The only thing with that video is those are fragrances that do tend to run on the more expensive side because several of the fragrances that I featured in that video are now discontinued. What I wanted to do in this video was contrast that by providing you some cost-effective spring fragrances that you're not gonna have to reach that far into your pocket to acquire. These are gonna be budget bangers for spring. What I did was pulled 5 from my collection. Every single one of them smell amazing and they are not gonna set you back more than $50. Having said all that, we have quite a bit of fragrances to get through in this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first fragrance that I'm going to be recommending today is by far one of my favorite spring fragrances, hands down. It's one that I featured on this channel on numerous occasions already. This one comes from the house of Banana Republic. It is 1/5 of the Icon line. The name of this fragrance is Vintage Green 78. So yeah, as you can tell by the juice level, this is one that I absolutely wear. What I love about this one is it is just so unique in a world where everything smells the same. If you were looking to step your toe into the green tea realm to see what that fragrance note smells like, this one is perfect as an entry point. It's perfectly unisex, smells amazing. The notable notes in Vintage Green 78 is going to include bergamot, green tea, fig, magnolia, cedar, as well as musk. I'll give you a couple sprays, let you know what I smell on this fragrance, although I already know. It's a beautiful fragrance, you guys. It's not too feminine, it's not too masculine. It smells like a green tea fragrance. You're gonna get earthy, green, sharp notes up at the front. You're gonna get floral notes that are a little sweet. Magnolia, also a floral note. It's gonna give it kind of a honeyed vibe with that fig. And then in the base, you are gonna have a healthy dose of musk and dry woods, also a tinge of vetiver. Ultimately, it's a beautiful fragrance. It won't cost you more than $50. Definitely one that I swear by. I absolutely love this fragrance. It's one of the few fragrances that I consider a signature scent. I'm seasonal with my scents, of course, but this one is one of my signatures for spring. Definitely one you should check out, in my opinion. At the #1 spot from Banana Republic, we have Vintage Green 78. All right, so moving on to fragrance number 2. This is one that I picked up about a year or so ago based off of Bowtie Fragrance Guy's recommendation. And since then, I have ran through at least half of my bottle, and it is legitimately one of my favorite Lacoste fragrances that I have ever smelt thus far. Fragrance number 2 comes from, again, the house of Lacoste. The name of this fragrance is Lacoste L'Homme. So, if you have ever smelt Dolce & Gabbana, the 1 EDT, that's kind of the overall vibe of this fragrance. Doesn't smell like Dolce & Gabbana, but this one has an ambery vibe, an ambery effect. It's a warm fragrance, and it kind of puts you in a similar mood. The notable notes in Lacoste L'Homme is going to include mandarin orange, rhubarb, ginger, almond, amber, as well as musk. I'm gonna spray this one as well. The rhubarb note is absolutely gorgeous in this fragrance, and similar to fragrance number 1 with the green tea. If you've never smelt rhubarb, this is an excellent fragrance to dip your toe in. It's not a challenging fragrance by any stretch of the imagination. Rhubarb kind of gives off a sweet but also sour vibe, and it works well with the mandarin orange. And then you're gonna have a creamy almond throughout the mid, and then in the base you're gonna have that warm amber and touches of ginger just to give it a lively kick. It's a beautiful fragrance, one that you can wear during spring, summer. It works well in the office. It's really just an everyday grab and go type of fragrance. And as you can tell by the juice level, it is one that I wear on a fairly regular basis, in all honesty. Definitely one worth checking out. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Again, from the house of Lacoste, we have Lacoste L'Homme. All right, so when it comes to recommending awesome, budget-friendly spring fragrances that aren't gonna break the bank, it's kind of hard to not include this next one into the list. The price proposition is awesome for what you're getting. Fragrance number 3 comes from the house of John Varvatos. The name of this fragrance is Artisan Blue. What I will say about this fragrance is that it's going to be kind of confusing for some people because although it is called Artisan Blue, this is not a blue fragrance. This is more of a green fragrance. The notable notes in Artisan Blue is going to include basil, bergamot, pine, chayote, lavender, as well as cedar. Now, the best way I know how to describe Artisan Blue is to imagine fresh and clean laundered clothes, like tied fresh, throw in a cool Mediterranean breeze, almost add some aquaticness from that chayote note. There are no actual aquatic notes listed. That's where the aquatic vibes in this fragrance are coming from. Then you add some aromatic lavender and just touches of woodiness in the base. It's a beautiful fragrance, you guys. Something different into your rotation. Definitely check this one out. $35, you can get about a gallon of it. At the number 3 spot, again from the house of John Varvatos, we have Artisan Blue. All right, so whereas John Varvatos' Artisan Blue is technically not even a blue fragrance, this next one undoubtedly is, and coming in at right around that $35 price point, it is going to be one of the better blue fragrances currently on the market. Fragrance number 4 comes from the house of Rojas. The name of this fragrance is Rojas L'Homme. So right out of the gate, I do want to let you know this is in fact one of my favorite blue fragrances and is going to be one of the very few fragrances that I actually have a backup bottle for. The notable notes in Rojas L'Homme is going to include blood orange, juniper berries, tonka bean, cardamom, basil, as well as patchouli. Now, in terms of how this one smells, it bears some strong similarities to Dolce & Gabbana's K, the EDP version. But I will state that Rojas L'Homme does have a slightly more mature, more refined, some might even say more old school vibe to itself. So if you kind of shy away from those old school, more mature, masculine scent profiles, you might want to go for something like Dolce & Gabbana K. It does wear a little bit more juvenile versus Rojas L'Homme. This one is going to open up with a juicy blood orange. It's going to be blended with green notes such as basil and cardamom. And then in the base, you're going to have sweet tonka bean as well as patchouli, which gives it a certain darkness and mysterious about itself. Again, at right around $35, it's an excellent fragrance, an excellent blue fragrance in general, regardless of price point, and one that you should check out this spring. There's a reason why so many people hype it up. It's because it smells great, you guys. At the number 4 spot from the house of Rojas, we have Rojas L'Homme. All right, you guys, so last but not least, and if you are still watching, big salute. I really do appreciate you. This last one here is one that I did a double review with the homie Bobby over at Twilly's 2 Cents. If you are looking for an excellent alternative to Le Labo's Bergamot 22, this one is gonna be right up your alley. Fragrance number 5 comes from the house of Paris Corner, the Middle Eastern house of Paris Corner. The name of this fragrance is Just Bergamot. All right, so as you can tell by the aesthetics of what this bottle looks like, this one again is going to be a clone, aka reinterpretation of Bergamot 22 from Le Labo. The notable notes in Just Bergamot is going to include grapefruit, vetiver, petitgrain, amber, musk, as well as vanilla. And the beautiful thing about this fragrance is you smell a little bit of all of that in this fragrance. I would say that the vetiver is the star player of it, but you do smell the vanilla, you smell the petitgrain, you smell the musk, you smell a little bit of everything. None of it's too heavy or cloying or challenging. This is just an easy-going, slightly green vetiver fragrance with some sweetness coming from amber and musk, some warmness coming from amber and musk. It's a beautiful fragrance, you guys. This one here is not going to cost you more than $50, whereas Le Labo's version is going to cost you literally hundreds of dollars. If you want an excellent fragrance, a good dumb reach fragrance for spring that's going to have you smelling great and not like everybody else, definitely check this one out. Again, last but not least, coming from the Middle Eastern house of Paris Corner, we have Just Bergamot. All right, you guys, that's pretty much a wrap for the video. Those are 5 spring fragrances that are gonna have you smelling great without breaking the bank this spring. Time for this giveaway. 2 things, make sure you're subscribed, leave a comment below, let me know which 2 fragrances you would like me to send you free of charge, and I'll do exactly that. I'll get those out to you. Just make sure you live in the United States. My way of saying thank you for watching the entire video. I really do love and appreciate all the support. Until next time, you guys, y'all take care. Stay safe. I'll see y'all around. All right. Bye.